NVHAA! Woo! Good evening and welcome to our Fall 2023 Fall Award Ceremony. I am Vice President Randy Boyce of the NVHAA Board. I'm also a co-founder. President Wayne is still down in Florida, entertaining himself in the sun and actually working down there. He's got a contract, so he's very busy. Once we get everybody in, and if we could kill the music over on the video.
The volume on the side. We can turn them on. Cross country thing here.
If I can get a volunteer. Thank you. Push the power button, turn it off. That'll do. Thank you. So let's bow our heads and pray. Lord, thank you for this time together. Thank you for NVHAA and everything you've blessed us with. Thank you for all the athletes. Thank you for all the volunteers that make this happen. And we want to thank you for this great season. And thank you for bringing us all here. Let us have a great evening together. In your name we pray. Amen. Well, as I said, I'm Randy Boyce, Vice President of NVHAA. I co-founded this with Jim Judkins, who's our spiritual director. Wayne Stillwell, Amy Stillwell, and Wayne is still president. Amy is our board member emeritus as she's retired on the COO position. We also have Brian Casey, Charity Casey, Stacy Bell, Dave Keener, who's our treasurer, and I'm forgetting some other people who drive me crazy because I can never remember stuff when it's not written down. But I want to thank everybody who volunteers for the board, and thank you all the families for being here and being part of this this family. We are run off of volunteers and donations. It's the end of the year, and now is not a good time for donation time. I need to also state that we are looking to buy the football field. This building and the football field are being put up for sale. We have a chance of not being able to meet in this facility and not have the field. We are looking for a considerable amount of money. If we are able to have somebody volunteer to lead the effort to raise money to buy the field so we can have a football field that we can update and build ourselves and have our own control, we would really very much appreciate that. We've been talking about that in the board to organize such an effort. We just need some real big help from above and from here. Your prayers are appreciated in that effort. We also have a bunch of alumni now. We're getting to be close to 9 years old. We have alumni coaches now, and we want to thank and encourage the alumni to come back and coach for us and build on the youth sports that we have here. Also want to recognize our adult volunteers. Thank the families. Another thing that we've had is fundraising is a Cherry Blossom Prom. And the Cherry Blossom Prom has raised enough money to help buy and maintain the bus and offset sports and bus insurance costs. So big hand for all those who organize the prom. We've had over 350 homeschoolers attending from around Northern Virginia, so that's a wonderful thing to do. Want to encourage our alumni to serve as assistant coaches and staff on all teams. Energy and excitement and enthusiasm that they bring helps make the teams even more special. They're critical elements to each team, and we look forward to having more alumni fill the ranks. Some volunteer needs for a bus driver. We have 4 bus drivers: me, Jim Judkins, Wayne Stillwell, Tim. All of a sudden, I must be having a senior moment today. Tim Owens. I want to thank all of them. Wayne is out of town most most of the time with his contract work. So that leaves 3 of us, and Tim is not able to drive much outside of football. So that leaves me and Jim. We could use another driver for all the teams that we have. So if you have the ability, it's not that hard to get a CDL. It just takes a little time, and I can tell you all about it. Hey, if I can get a CDL, you can get a CDL. I can't even remember the guy's name who was driving the bus. So, we also need a social media coordinator. Anybody who's good with the Snapchats and the Facebookies and all this other stuff that I'm not really involved in, only part-time. But if you feel called to be our social media coordinator, please see me or one of the board members. Finally, we need a cross-country team manager for the 2024 season. So if you feel the calling to do that, please see Coach Troy. Let's see. We have 600 members at the Sports Engine, 550 volunteers, 6 programs, 14 teams. We have six, maybe 8 major tournaments and competitions that we attend. We have year-round training and planning. First-year athletes have completed at national level in the 2019 in track and field. And we have an annual budget of $160,000. 75% of that is covered by NVHAA and donations to NVHAA. That just reiterates the need for sponsorships and donations. We currently cover insurance, training, coaches training, certification, facilities, uniforms, equipment, the website, and the bus maintenance. So there's a lot of costs involved in this organization. We are dedicated to not doing the trinket funding that you see from, and this is not enough, but we just don't do the trinkets selling the cups, because we don't really get the money from that stuff. It's more grassroots homeschool organization that we get the funding for. So, we've heard all that. I want to also thank and recognize the behind-the-scenes volunteers who make a huge difference to the success of NVHAA. As I call your name, and if you're here, I hope, please stand up. Our Spirit Wear Coordinator, Katie Durrell. Facilities and Grounds Coordinator, John Button. NVHAA Photographer, Stu Stevenson. And our prom coordinator, Nellie Pop. Now let's get into what we're really here for, is to get these certificates and photos and letters, and if it's their first NVHAA team sport, they get a sport pin and a bar. Captains also receive a CT's pin, a captain's pin. CT's. Should not just read off this thing. So there's a varsity letter jacket tradition, where a letter jacket is worn by high school and college students in the United States to represent school and team pride, as well as to display personal awards earned in athletics, academics, and other school activities, as recognition for hard work, dedication, and commitment. NVHAA awards a letter to athletes who, for the first time, complete a full season of an athletic sport. As we begin these recognitions, we'd like to let parents know that they're welcome to come to this aisle to take a picture throughout the ceremony. So first off, we have cross country. So I want to invite Troy Meadows to come up and give the awards.
I will be brief. I just want to share some information about our season and what we did this year. So, just a lot of thanks for a tremendous season. And first, we want to thank God. He's superintendent of the season where the weather was phenomenal. We did have one meet that was rained out, and then one did have to be postponed or shortened because of the heat. So, it was amazing. And we didn't have any major injuries. We had a couple twisted ankles, but nothing major. I want to thank the NVHAA leadership and their direction. Appreciate Randy drove bus for us this year. Know it's a great time sacrifice. I really appreciate that. Big thanks to the parents. A lot of these athletes aren't drivers yet, and so just getting them there to practices. We had very few that missed practices, and that's important, so really appreciate that. So for the 2023 season, my motto, I consider chapter 3 in verse 23 in Paul's epistle to the Colossians as our motto. Whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men. So with that in mind and heart, we took an ambitious approach to some of our team races. We ran against larger public high schools, Class 6A programs, such as Patriot, Battlefield, Osborne Park, and then even Woodbridge High School, who ended up winning the Boys High School State Championship for 6A. These programs have about over 50 runners in 9th through 12th grade, and they even potentially make cuts. All right, we had 33 runners from 7th grade to 12th. So your Centurion athletes here were examples of biblical faith going against an opposition with overwhelming numbers. Just as David, a shepherd boy, stood against counter to Goliath, these runners stood ready, confident in their faith and always strong with Christian attitude and character. That wasn't the only dynamic that changed this year. Last year we had a lot of middle schoolers, and so this year they transitioned up to high school. But we had a larger team. We had over 12 new runners, and most of those were new to cross country. The 2023 Centurion cross country team raced in 7 high school team or middle school races, and then 2 public races, what you'll see that are advertised in the community. So we traveled down to Monticello at the Fork Union race. We traveled to Mechanicsville for the Pole Green race. We went out west to Loudoun County for our Woodgrove High School race. We were at Winchester and West Virginia for other team-hosted events. But what was consistent was, even whether it was at our public races or at our high school races, is that the fellow runners and the adults consistently would say comments to myself or the coaches or parents, just how mature and how courteous and just what great competition these athletes are. Really, they were a great example of the next generation, is what the Young Marines cadre said. So additionally, this team is committed and extremely talented to their craft. In totality, for the whole team, from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, they reduced their time by 1 hour and 43 minutes. It's not due to my coaching. It might be to Michael's, but it's mostly the athletes. So I just say, well done, good and faithful service. So the adults that served in the official capacity, assistant coach Michael Swain, please come up. So just as Brady said, he is an alumni. He has a cool Letterman jacket. He was a MVP and captain. But this guy, so his dedication, college classes, he's still working, and he's still the time and dedication he gives to the sport. So we really appreciate that. And I've actually called up Christy Orange. So she was the team manager. And so she will not be able to be the team manager next year. But she was phenomenal. So it was the largest single cross-country team this year, right? Or this forever. Single team. But she got us into these public races. She was able to manage all this. She always figured it out. And she even got her husband to take our team photo. So she's just always working. And you'll hear later, she had a dollar in NVHAA volleyball. So she had a lot going on. And we have a poinsettia for you. Okay, so all the team managers will get the poinsettia. All right, and so some of the parents that helped out and family members. Terry Hens, so please come on up if you're here. So we had some fellowship events, and we had a senior day with cross country, and she was always on site. And so we're doing some things. Jason Van Horn, if he's here. Annie Garman, and Olive Cady. So with cross country, we don't send, but the runners have a route, and they're out on a public course. And so a lot of these adults would go out and be like sight runners on the route. And so for them to be out, it was always a big help. Second set of eyes for the runners. And we did have where someone twisted an ankle so bad that one of the dogs, Annie Garman, was able to help her and get her individual back to our start point. John Garlock, he also designed the runner log that we had. The Pugh family, they offered their van when we couldn't get the bus. And then Tara Meadows, my wife. Just all the support and dedication. So as I'm sure we echoed tonight, homeschooling takes a lot of work, takes a lot of time, and so parents and athletes really appreciate the dedication to the season and to the athletes. So we will introduce these superb runners. All right, so I'm going to transition.
Okay, so runners, come up in the alphabetical order that I know that you're sitting in right now. And we'll call your names. First, we have Benjamin and Jeremiah Arras, who are not here this evening. And we have
Get up there, Papa. Get up there.
Gabriel Brown. And Josh Brown and Levi Christensen. Okay, who's next? Ethan Belton. Lynn Eggy. Kateri Ellis. And Ricky Ellis. Oh, Gabriel Brown is here. And Joshua Brown. Joshua Fahey. Willow Garlock. Gracie Garman. Grace Galden. Celia Gerke. Brian Hintz. Mallory Hintz, who was also a captain, and so was Ethan Belton. Captain Mallory Hintz. Alexander Horn. Captain Kendall Johnson. Gideon Kolarczyk. Isaac Long. Juliet Long. Lila Meadows. And Olivia Meadows. Captain Claire Pell. Silas Pugh. Solomon Pugh. Captain Chris Pewitt.
Drop this tail. Take it out, Chris.
James Popa. Benjamin Straker. And not here we have Eva Van Horn and Colette Stanton also.
All right, so we have some, in cross country, it's pretty specific as far as you're measured by time, right? It's a standard length of a race. But what we did, we had MVPs, so our MVPs. So from the boys' side, Isaac Long. And Mallory Hens. Okay, so then we did post and prove. Again, pretty analytical. You can see where they started and how they improved. So on the boys' side, Ethan Belton. And Kendall Johnson. So we had an up-and-comer award. Levi Christensen, he's not here tonight, but he was first-time runner and he just improved immensely. And so just someone who was on the team that was a brother's keeper, brothers and sisters keeper, someone who was there to, somebody dropped something or there to get somebody in the right place. And so Chris Pewitt. And Claire Pugh. Hell.
All right, thank you, cross country. I am consistently amazed at how many athletes that we are supporting in NVHAA, and I thank God every day. When we first started, we were hoping for a full football team. We had 35 players, and we thought that was fantastic. Look at us now. This is just fall. So this is always fantastic. To use football parlance, I kind of fumbled the ball to introduce the board. I didn't realize I had the actual list here. So we had President Wayne, me, Vice President, Spiritual Director Jim Judkins, Treasurer Dave Keener, Athletic Director Ryan Casey. Secretary Casey is our Chief Operations Officer. Our Secretary Stacy Pell. Apologies for stumbling over that earlier, but without further ado, our football team. Coach.
Wow, what a year.
What a year it's been. Amazing.
So, for those of you, some of you know this, some of you don't, but we had a devotional series this year, thanks to Coach Jones, that focused on greatness and humility. And we looked at it from a biblical perspective and how we can apply that to our lives. And this team, from coaches to staff to players, I think really enveloped that and enveloped that. And stepped out on the field every Saturday or Friday night, whatever it was, to win, but to apply biblical principles to our walk in our life. And it was just an incredible year. First, I got to thank all the coaches, because the coaching this year was just exceptional. It was amazing what you guys did. How everybody's grown, fed off each other from previous coaches, and have built a system that is just working, and it's working really well. But I want to get to the players. You guys worked so hard. I'm really proud of each and every one of you, because you guys really went out there and worked hard and showed up every game and put it all out there. And especially down in Florida, watching guys like sideline to sideline making tackles, stepping up, you know, the depth we had and the effort, and it was never say die. And I'll be totally honest with you, when we were down 27-7, I never had a doubt we would start a comeback. Because that's the character and the makeup of this team. We are going to announce a few awards, and that's really tough, because we're going to celebrate those players, but to each and every one of you, you have had such an impact throughout this year, and your teammates know it, your parents know it, and we know it. We saw you, we see you, and know this, that in the days and years to come, the moments, the championships, the friendships, right, the trips, the things you guys do behind our back, all those will resound for years to come, and that's what's going to matter to you guys in the end. For those players that had their season cut short, especially you seniors, DJ, Sam, Wyatt, David, know this, I would encourage you to look at your career as a Centurion as a whole, and not a short snippet, because I remember you guys coming in 2021, whether it was spring or fall, much smaller, much younger, and growing through this whole Centurion experience through high school, maturing, growing, and being part of this. And you guys have been a part of building something that's been really incredible. You guys have raised the bar, and some fast facts. All of you guys who have been here the last 4 years since COVID, 2021, whether it was spring or fall, you've been a part of 31 victories versus 9 losses, 2 perfect seasons, 2 ECC championships, a third bracket bowl victory in Florida, and a second bracket championship in Florida. And that is amazing in 4 seasons. So you've all raised the bar on the program. The only place we have to go is up and forward. And so with that, we have a saying, games are won in the off season. So we're going to embark on something new this off season. And while it's not mandatory because a lot of people are doing different things, it is for all the football players. And it's really geared towards especially my younger Centurions that are coming up and are hungry to make a step up to the varsity level. I would expect our season to get tougher next year with the addition of some hopefully second bracket level teams like Coach Troy talked about what they're doing in cross country. And with that, I put 2 new weightlifting benches in the weight room at NBC. They both have 45-pound bars. There's one with 15-pound bars. And I'm looking for a squat rack, if anybody has a tip on a squat rack, in December. And what we're going to do is on Saturdays, starting January 13th, from 4 to 6, we're going to get together as a community, lift, spend time together, right? Set a program, and have some accountability, and then you guys go off during the week and lift on your own. And again, it's for whoever can make it. I know a lot of people are doing a lot of things, but my goal is to try to get, especially you younger guys, going on a program that you can then build off of. I would say to football parents, especially fathers, I can't do it alone. I totally committed to spending Saturdays helping these guys lift, but if you want to get more of an inside look at what we do and help out, I need 2 volunteers a Saturday because I got to have 2 adult representatives, but it's really not about monitoring them, it's about mentoring them because they're hungry to take that next step and fill in for the 14 guys that are leaving. So I'm happy to have you. If you're like me, I'm going to work out with these guys. I'm not just going to watch them. And would love to have that help. I will be there most Saturdays, but I can't be there every Saturday. So I'm happy to have you guys, some of you guys get involved and help us out through the off season. Other than that, we're ready for recognitions. I don't want to go on and on. So, Elizabeth Stanley, thank you so much. And Dave Matolo kind of does a little bit of everything. Thank you. All the coaches, if you could come on up here. I don't know why they keep giving me microphones. I could be here for hours. And the guys are in alphabetical order over there, so they are a little bit prepared, so this is good. So first up, we have David Allcroft. And Timothy Allcroft. Isaiah Anderson. Chase Anderson. Now, I don't think Brian Bowles is here tonight. So we have Braden Kapp. Then Quinton Cap. Next up is Nehemiah Casey. We have Luke DeGans. Jack Derrickson. Gabe Drown. Zach Fitz.
Hold on, Zach. I'll get this one.
Then Patrick Rowe. Tony Garreau. And not here, John Gizelquist. So Gabriel Wood is not here. We have Philip Gould. Lucas Ingram. David Johnston. Shepard Jones. David Fisher. Raphael Lejeune. Caleb Majors.
North Carolina, baby blue.
Ian Martin. Michael McLaughlin. Joey Matolo. Matthew Matolo. Luke Mosier. Wyatt Moss.
Slow down, Mike.
Almost in right.
Time, Armin Newman. We have Asher Owen. We have Alex Paulitz. Ben Paulitz. Nick Pell. Javier Perez. Matthew Cody Kingston. Matthew Lucius Robelli. We have Samson Stanley. Michael Stevenson. Tucker Thurston. Joseph Underwood. Joseph Van Dam. Vivian. And Timothy White. Okay, we have a few special awards to give out. So this year's most valuable player goes to Gabe Drown. This year's Offensive Player of the Year award goes to Timo White. This year's Defensive Player of the Year award goes to Javi Perez. This year's Lineman of the Year award goes to Patrick Garou. This year's Special Teams Player of the Year award goes to Luke DeGans. And this year's Jim Judkins Award for Courage goes to Joey Matola. Our defensive coordinator, Kevin Majors.
Commander's got a spot open.
Our offensive line coach, Doug Drown. Our wide receiver and defensive backs coach, Jason Jones. Our defensive line coach, Brandon Bentley. offensive coordinator, Keon Majors. And our special teams coach, who's not here tonight, JP DeGance. And a special thank you to Coach JP DeGance and Jason Jones for the amazing devotionals they gave on Thursday nights this year that had a really impact on the boys. Our number one fan, John Button. And our broadcaster extraordinaire, Dave Matolo. And all the parents who donated so much of their time as support staff, especially on game days. Dan and H.J. Van Dam. Dave Bozer. And a big thank you to Christina DeGance for doing the work. And one last thank you, because she deserves two. She'll be stepping down and passing the baton, but 3 years as our team manager, Elizabeth Stanley. All right, last year I went last. It was kind of nice to go second. So volleyball, it's your show.
Just taking my job. Okay, so volleyball's next. Coach Katie Underwood.
So anyway, just kidding, I don't have many words, but I'm so very thankful for the Centurions. I'm so thankful that on the days that I really feel like I may not be able to make it through the homeschool year or day or hour. Sometimes I literally think, but Centurions. We have Centurions family, so thank you all for being such a big part of our homeschooling journey. Thank you to the coaches and to the parents. So this season, we had a JV and a varsity team, a volleyball team, and we started the season out strong with a survivor camp with Pat Powers, gold medalist Pat Powers came and led that camp for 2 days. And during our season, during our time together, we had 2 days of survivor camp, 34 practices, 35 games, 99 sets, over 250 aces, over 120 kills, over 60 blocks, and literally over 1,500 serves. We endured Tabata warm-ups. We loved Zumba warm-ups thanks to the coolest coach majors. We celebrated birthdays and prayed for life-changing prayer requests. We learned to get on the floor, and we learned to enjoy getting on the floor. We had tears, but much more laughter than tears. We learned about God and about each other. We learned how to communicate, and we learned that the way we communicate is even more important than what we communicate. We learned to fight against the common enemy of negative inward thoughts and negative outward words by filling our minds with the truth of God about who we are and who others are in the image of God. The team learned chemistry and cohesiveness, how to love one another through adversity. They learned to problem solve, how to dig deep for energy when they thought they had none left. You all learned how to fight and how to finish well, how to win in what's most important in life, loving God and loving one another. You learned to strive to be great and stay humble. It has been one of the biggest honors and privileges to be your coach, to watch you play, to watch you grow as young ladies of God. I want to encourage you all to keep fighting. Adversity will come. You'll have times of discomfort in your life and challenges, but do not quit, do not stop, finish the race, and keep the faith. I want to thank, and as I say these thank yous, we had a family night, and we did a lot of the thank yous at that time, and a lot of the special cards and gifts of appreciation during that time. But really quickly, I just want to thank Katisha Manderson isn't here, but she led our concessions, for Coach Ruth for coordinating this and scheduling the refs and keeping up the calendar. Jamie Jones for doing the scorekeeping and libero tracking, keeping all of that in order. For Heather Jones doing all of the video and the twitching so that people at home could watch the games, and also for us to be able to learn from the video. I want to thank Stu for the pictures, along with Mr. Horn and Mrs. May for pictures, to just all the parents that chipped in and came for scorekeeping, setting up, scoreboard, all of those things. Much, much appreciated. For Mr. Jones helping with agility training and even some coaching during the tournament. And my husband for helping out a lot as well. I'd like the assistant coaches to come up and help with the recognition and the awards. So we have Coach Amy Majors, Coach Gail Stevenson, and Coach Abby Smith. I'm also going to have our upcoming manager, Jocelyn, come and help us with these awards as well. The first thing I want to do is I want to recognize the team captains. So I'm going to have the team captains come forward when I call their names. They'll receive their captain award participation, or their captain certificates. There's participation awards as well as their pens for captains. So on JV, our captains were Rachel Jones, Matt Jones, and Maddie Kim. And our varsity captains are Catherine advisor. When I had a technical question about volleyball, I would ask Katie Thomas. She had a lot of the answers, so appreciate that help from her. All right, so next we're going to go through the JV. Girls, if you want to line up here, alphabetical order, line up like right here. We'll take pictures right here. Jocelyn is going to call their names, and I will hand out the certificate. This is for the participation awards.
Maggie Artiega. Charlotte Bourne. Michaela Rowley. Randy Wentz. India Casey. Nikki Garrett. Anna Kalarick. Kamari Anderson is not here tonight. Mary May. Victoria Buse. Erin Smith. And Madison Bauer.
All right, so that's a little different than expected. Okay, so we are going to now go through the special awards for the JV team. And so the first one that I'm going to give out is the most improved player. The most improved player is the player who has grown the most over the course of the season, from open gym to the final game. This player will receive the award. Most often is a player that puts in a lot of practice time outside of scheduled practices and the season, and it definitely shows in their improvement. Not only have they shown growth in their physical play, but in how they developed as an overall team player. So I'm going to call the award winner up, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about it while they stand here. Hopefully it won't embarrass them too much. Sorry, but all right. So the JV most improved player is Maggie. Come on. Maggie had no prior experience playing volleyball, but she approached each day with enthusiasm and a willingness to learn and play any position I presented to her. By the end of the season, she was confidently jumping, which I loved, for hits and nailing her overhand serves. Congratulations, Maggie. I'm going to do the most valuable player next for the JV team. So this is really hard for me to pick the most valuable player because from the beginning of the season, at the first practice probably, I would tell the players that their value is not based on anything they do. as a person, but is based on who they are as a child of God. It's not dependent on anything outside of what Christ says about the value that he places on us. However, for this season, I put more emphasis on the player's contribution to the team. A player's contribution to a team is not how much they play during a game, but how they impact others. So the criteria for the MVP is based on how they impact others on their team. And this criteria includes servant leadership, competitive greatness, enthusiasm, and humility, pointing to others and their successes and pointing others to Christ. So I'm going to have the MVP for the JV team come up, and that is Maddie Kim. Maddie is a highly skilled and dedicated player who is always moving everywhere around the court to get the ball. She put an extra effort outside of practice to enhance her abilities and had a very determined mindset. I would sometimes observe her going out of her way to uplift a teammate, whether they were struggling or lacking confidence. Congratulations, Maddie. The Servant's Heart Award is very close to what I look at for the MVP. The Centurion program seeks to develop leaders who have the humility to serve others. Putting others first is hard when it comes to being competitive, especially when you are literally being competitive within your own team for a position on the court. But these players that I've named as servants, having the Servant's Heart Award, displayed these characteristics. So I'm going to have the winner for the JV Servant's Heart Award come forward, and that is Mac. Prioritizes people and their connection with God's mission above all else. They value others and the greater purpose of serving God more than their own personal gain. This admirable attitude was evident in Mac daily. Not only did she strive to do her best as a player, but she also made sure that her teammates were giving their all for the betterment of the team as a whole. Congratulations, Mac. I did have the other coaches vote for these awards, just to let you know it wasn't just my pick. And so when we did the voting, it definitely was overwhelming majority to these players, which is always a great sign for them to get these awards. All right, so for the varsity team, we will start with the most improved, and she is not here, but that is Kamari Manderson. She is a dedicated and determined player in practice and put an extra effort outside the practice times. Her work ethic was admirable, and she consistently put in the effort. She never let obstacles deter her, and she never complained. She just kept working harder, and her coaches noticed and appreciated it. So that will go to Kamari Manderson. The next player for the varsity award is our MVP, and that will go to Mary Ellen Underwood. She's my kid, but I didn't even have to vote for her. The vote went her way, so I was glad that I didn't have to be a part of that. But anyway, I agree, but I didn't have to vote. Mary Ellen displayed servant leadership and mental toughness. One of the other coaches, the football coach, dubbed her as a firecracker, and I think that describes her perfectly. She consistently strives to encourage and impact her teammates and bring glory to God. Mary Ellen embodies the concept of competitive greatness as coined by John Wooden, as she constantly pushes herself to reach her full potential and utilize the gifts God has given her to benefit her team. She is a ray of sunshine to our group. Congratulations, Mary Ellen. There were two other awards I forgot to mention. Mary Ellen, you can stay up here real quick. So for the tournament, I had 2 players that were nominated for all conference, and those 2 players were Katie Thomas and Mary Ellen Underwood. So they were both nominated for all conference, and Mary Ellen was awarded an honorable mention for the conference play. So congratulations on both of you. All right, so now we have the Servant's Heart Award for varsity. And I'm not going to have her come up because she was unfortunately injured during our last tournament. But this award will go to Maddie Bauer. The Bible says, whoever wants to be a leader among you must be a servant, in Matthew 20:26. Maddie consistently displayed exceptional qualities as a team member. She always was the first to arrive and the last to leave, demonstrating her commitment and dedication to the team. As a coach, I could always count on her to assist both myself and her fellow players. Despite being very injured during the tournament, Maddie insisted on being present on the bench and remained actively involved in the games. She exemplified selflessness and was always willing to go above and beyond. Maddie truly embodied the essence of leadership by serving others. Congratulations, Maddie. I have thank yous and certificates for the assistant coaches. I am so thankful for them. I, of course, as all coaches, head coaches, we cannot do what we do without the assistant coaches. So appreciate them. So Gail Stevenson. Amy Majors. And Abby Smith. I also want to recognize this must be the year of manager retirement. Our manager will be, this is her last year after serving the volleyball team as manager since 2019, so 5 years. I want to give a huge thank you to Kalisa Bauer. And we have our rising manager helping us out here and helped a huge amount throughout the season as well, Jocelyn Thomas. So thank you. I think that's all. All right, thanks guys.
Thank you. This is your fall NVHAA season teams. These are We have some exciting news to share. We're going to be starting a new program in NVHAA. It's going to be starting in the 2025 season, but in 2024, we're going to have some interest meetings and just kind of feel this out. I want to introduce our new lacrosse head coach, Roy Edwards.
Right, so thank you for that. I brought a few things because I wasn't sure how familiar any of you were with the game of lacrosse. So this is a lacrosse helmet. So for you football players over there who like to hit people, we hit people in our sport too. So I look forward to seeing you all in the spring with a stick too. That's right. So lacrosse is known as the creator's game. So the natives believed that it was given to them by God to honor God. So with that, we're going to play the exact same way. So we're going to play in a way that all things that we do honor Christ, honor God, and the way that we play, from every ground ball we get, every stick check we throw, every practice, all things that we do will be geared towards Christ. So with that, so I know this is an exciting night for you guys, an exciting night for me, and I will be brief because I have no awards to give out. But this was 2 years in the making for me to find a lacrosse program for homeschooling. The Centurions gave me that opportunity, so I am very thankful to Amy and Brian for giving me this opportunity to do this. I knew that all things were possible through Christ, and here we are. And we don't have a team yet, but we know that all things are possible through Christ, so hopefully we'll have a team in the spring to look forward to you. That's going to be our motto, is all things. So I know that we'll get there. So I have worked with First Form Athletics to get us some uniforms, so that's why I have my kids up here. So this is we're pretty excited about them. We work with First Form, so they have Centurions on the front, they have the seal on the back of the white, and on the back of the black it has the, I'm going to flip it around, it has the verse. So we're very excited, so thank you for giving the opportunity. I hope to see you all in the spring.
Thank you, Roy. It's an NVHAA tradition to recognize the seniors with an NVHAA lanyard and provide them an opportunity to speak. We'd like to have the seniors come forward and line up at the table, those who want to speak, and let's try to keep it to a minute. Let's not read the Bible to everybody here, please. So, seniors, you're welcome to come up right now, all teams. Don't come up all at once. There we go.
Hi everyone, my name is Mary Ellen Wood, and I'm super excited to be here with you all tonight. I have a few thank yous to start out with. First and foremost, I want to thank each coach for their hard work and dedication to this volleyball season and to each of us girls on the team. Thank you, Coach, Gail, Amy, Abby, and my mom for your many hours spent at practice and out of practice working on volleyball and how you can help improve the team. Thank you to Mrs. Heather Jones for volunteering for literally every game to film us, for Mrs. Ruth Allen for being our scheduler, Mrs. Thomas for being an awesome team mom, and never failing to bake us possibly the best cookies we've ever tasted for each game. For Coach Jason Jones on helping us improve our jumping skills and techniques, as well as instilling in us to be great and stay humble. And last but not least, thank you, Ms. Calista Bauer, for your many, many hours of hard work and dedication on scheduling, planning, and preparing for the volleyball program, and for being such a great team manager. Dear fellow teammates, I'm so proud of each of you. Thank you all for being such wonderful girls and for showing hard work and dedication to your team. I won't forget all the memories and many, many laughs we've shared. Thank you for this season and for not just being teammates, but family. I'm not done yet. Dear Mom, this season would not have been possible without you. Thank you for your effort, sweat, blood, and tears you poured into this season. Most importantly, thank you for not just teaching us to play the game of volleyball, but showing us how to be women of God. Thank you for teaching us that sports aren't all about... Hold on, I lost my place. Thank you for teaching us that sports aren't all about your position, your playing time, your skills, or whether you're the best, but rather how you impact others. May my teammates and I remember all we have learned this season, not just for improving our volleyball skills, but strengthening our character. I am so thankful and grateful for this season and beyond blessed to be part of this program. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Stillwell, for starting the Centurions as the coaches, teammates, and Christ, who is obviously at the center of this organization, have changed my life. Thank you.
I didn't write anything, I don't know how to top that, but
First of all, I want to thank God for giving me the ability to play this game. All of us, whether it's like any sport we play, we don't have much time playing the game. So just take advantage of it. Every practice, every game matters. I want to thank my parents, my coaches, my brothers, my teammates for all these years. They've been great. I've been here for a while, since like my 8th grade year. You know, I came on the team. I told myself I want to be running back and quarterback. Coach Doug found out I could kick. No one joins the team to kick, but apparently I can do that. So hopefully I can continue to do that. Thank you, everyone.
Good evening. My name is David Johnson. I've been on the team since like the spring COVID season, and I have a lot of people who I think short time, so you know how it works. First of all, I would like to thank my coaches for taking so much time out of their day-to-day lives, not only for teaching us the sport of football and how to win championships, but for teaching us and setting a great example of what it looks like to be young with God. I would also like to thank Ms. Stanley, Mr. Vitello, and the others who helped make this and other seasons possible. Thank you so much. Also, to the Stillwells for making such an amazing God-centered program. Next, I would like to thank my family. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for letting me take me to practice and all that. Thank you for always taking care of me, Mom. You are always the best #1 fan I could ever ask for. Thank you for all the food you made me after my practices. I know it was a lot. Part of that's hard work. You never let me go to bed hungry. Thank you. I love you so much. To my dad, thank you for teaching me how to go gym and get swole. I very much appreciate that. Thank you for also paying for me because I'm 100% broke. Love you, Dad. Thank you, siblings, for showing up. Lastly, I would like to thank my teammates, my brothers. Thank you for pushing me. Thank you for making me stronger. Thank you for all the good times because there were a whole lot of those. We laughed, we cried, we won, we lost. Oh, we did not lose. Scratch that. We were great and we stayed humble. I could not ask for anything better, and I wouldn't have it any other way. You guys are simply just the best. I love you boys so much, and I pray for God's will in each of your lives. It has been one heck of a ride. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Valerie Hintz. The summer before my 8th grade year was a pretty difficult one, and I wanted to try a new sport for a while. Running for miles on end was not what I imagined. I could barely run one. But when my older brother joined the Centurions East Cross Country team, I thought I'd give it a shot. At my first practice, I was absolutely terrified. But by the end of that season, my running had improved tremendously, and I realized that God had provided exactly what I needed in that season of life through this team. He had blessed me with an incredibly kind and supportive community. I remember our trainer, Nick, running next to me when I had fallen behind and felt like quitting. And my coach, Coach Mike, telling me that I would be able to run an entire 5K in only 2 weeks. When the East Cross Country team ended after my first year, I was scared to join the West team, and I probably wouldn't have if it wasn't for my parents. It was hard adjusting to a new team again, but once again I fell in love with the sport. In my time with Centurions Cross Country, I've had 4 different head coaches and tons of new teammates. Even with so much change, every single coach and every single teammate has been an amazing blessing in my life. I'm going to miss my fantastic running partners and the overall support and encouragement I've received from this team. I would like to thank my parents for making me continue running, and driving us to countless practices and supporting us at meets. Thank you to Coach Troy, Coach Michael, and Mrs. Horn for sacrificing so much time and energy from your busy lives for this team. And to my teammates, I hope you keep running, and remember James 1:2-3. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Thank you.
So So I just wanted to come up and say thank you to a couple of people. I'll make it quick. I played 4 seasons on Centurion's football team on offensive and defensive line. And I've been blessed to play with my amazing teammates and my 2 brothers, Matthew and Tony. Tony, I'm very proud of you. You had a great season. Keep it up. Don't get lazy in the offseason. I wanted to thank all my coaches for their time and patience, especially Coach Greg. I really appreciate your leadership. And also Mrs. Stanley and Mr. Button for being our being our team super fans. Most of all, I want to thank God for letting me play this game of football. I want to thank my family members who have come out to support me at games and cheered on the team. And for all the returning players, you better hit the weights, get big, and I'm expecting another ECC championship.
Hi, so I'll keep this brief. I just wanted to first say thank you to God for giving me the strength, resilience, and providing me with this amazing opportunity to go through this journey with my cross-country team. You guys are not only a team, but you guys are all like family to me, and I love you guys so much. And I want to say a big thank you to my mom and dad for making me run cross-country. Running 5 miles every weekend is not fun, but it's the best experience to do over the summer, even though it's hot and sweaty and there's bugs everywhere. And I want to say thank you to Coach Troy and Coach Michael for being the best coaches that anybody could be blessed with. If you think your coach is cooler, you're wrong. But and that's it. So thank you.
And I want to thank all your seniors. I want to thank the players. I want to especially thank the parents. When I started, helped start NVHAA, my son played in the first football team. I know the dedication it takes to bring them, all the players, to the practices and all the games. I know the dedication it takes, and I want to thank each and every one of you for your dedication and the coaches. So.
I want to thank you all Centurion boys. It's been great for my son David, who is a super senior. So last year he was not a senior because he was going to be a super senior, and this year he's a super senior, so he's not a senior. All right, David, I think you could come and thank everybody for those wonderful years.
I did not plan on going here tonight. I guess my mom had other plans. So I joined the team in the COVID year, spring, and I'm not gonna lie, when I first joined, it was tough because I was still small. It was my first time playing football, and I don't know. I at first thought it wasn't a good fit, but I kept going, and I've always loved football. But then I fell in love with playing it, and the Centurions it's been amazing 4 years. I really want to thank the coaches, especially Coach Greg. He would drive me up to the games, to practices before I had my license, and just always helping out. Really made it a great experience. I really appreciate you. I want to thank my mom, my parents, my dad for driving me to practice. Also, my older brother Marcus, first season, he always drive me to practice, so shout out Marcus. And then just all the boys, it's been amazing, great run. First season going 7-0, winning the ECC. Then this season 11-0, so it was pretty good experience. And the boys, y'all made it amazing. I love y'all. Appreciate you.
I had the privilege of watching the tournament on the Vimeo, online, and the last game, the game before the last one, I was looking just tuning in, and I see my son Raphael. I'm like, oh great, just in time. He's showing up with his uniform, and then I see David, and I'm like, what is he doing? He was in uniform, ready to go, except that he had a cast and he was not supposed to play. So I saw him play, and hopefully everything is well. But it was an amazing season. I'm so thankful for that. And Raphael is the next one now. Go, Rafa.
That was the unscripted part of our presentation tonight. Thank you all for coming. Let's close in prayer, then we have refreshments in the back, and feel free to enjoy the team table displays. Father, thank you for everything you've done for NVHAA. Thank you for everybody who volunteers and puts in time for their children here. Let the young athletes grow into prosperous, God-driven men and women, and let us go home safely tonight. In the name we pray.